I'm being real. You are not being real. It's a lie. My being. It's not my being. I want to act like I don't know it. So I'm talk again another time. And what I stand for today is that I'm inspiring you. So one day you know that this guy, anytime I watch him, I'm inspired for the broadcast. I'll see you. Yeah. See ya. She's. I love you. Catch you another time. She's amazing. Hello. It's me, your man, yours truly once again, Nana Kwame Nti. And you are welcome to the Kwame Nti show. It's been a week since my last broadcast. So far, we've been able to talk about acting real, which the comments and the remarks that are coming are very interesting. Secondly, we've also talked about having a standpoint that you must supposed to stand for something. And the third one is why judge? Why do you judge? But today, as a prelude to the eve of Valentine, I want us to talk about how unique you are. Uniqueness is all I want us to talk about this evening or today. How unique are you? How unique are you? How special are you? How different are you? You know, a lot of us do the same things. There are basic things that are common to all humans. Can we mention just a few? We can make mention of eating, dancing, walking, running, cooking, writing, singing. All these are basic activities that we do. But come to think of it, all of us eat. But we realize that some people eat differently. Some people have a way they eat. Someone can eat in a way and it will even arouse or raise your appetite to eat. Someone can also eat in a manner and you'll be even discouraged to eat with the person. If when the person invites you to eat, you wouldn't. Secondly, to my woman, you cook. All women or majority of our women cook, but there's a way some people cook. You walk, every lady walks, but there's one girl or there's one woman who when she walks, every man looks at the woman. There's a way we work in the workplace. Maybe you're an accountant or you write report. There's a way you write your report or you prepare a certain accounting or whatever, and it makes it so different from other people. We all dance, but there's a way somebody will dance and the dancing looks so unique and different. What am I talking about? I'm talking about uniqueness. Everybody talks, but there's a way someone talks that is different from how everyone does it, and it makes the person unique. That is uniqueness I'm talking about. It is how different you do the same things everybody does. How different you do the same things all of us we do. I'm looking at you, looking at me, but there's a way you look that will even make it very nice, sexy, or beautiful. Everybody will say, I love how you look at things. I want you to be unique today. I want you to be unique, to create a uniqueness, craft a uniqueness for yourself. Because look, those who do things differently from the common things we do, they all do the common things, but because they're able to do different, they do it differently, normally in the society, these people are admired. If these people are not admired, sometimes initially they are disliked, because we realize that their behavior or the way they do the normal things is different, so we tend to dislike them at the early stages. But we realize that along the way, people begin to admire them. And why do people admire those people when initially they dislike those people? They admire them because all of us realize that even though we're all doing the normal things, this guy is doing the thing not normal. He's doing the thing differently. So the moment we try to imitate or do the same, we realize that we cannot do it like the way the person does it. And because we cannot do it the way the person does it, we begin to dislike those people, especially when they are able to do it better than we did. Also, when we try and do it and we are unable to do it, and we realize along the way or by time that these people are best in what they do, which all of us do, then we know that they are either more knowledgeable than us or they are more gifted than us. Then we accept them as gods, or we accept them as these people are professionals. Like Messi, like Ronaldo, and like any other players. Everybody plays football, but someone plays football in a way which all of us cannot play. I want you to be unique in your office. I want you to be unique in everything you do. Be unique when you are cooking. Be unique when you're talking. Be unique in the way you walk. I'm not trying to say pretend. No. But there's a way you can develop uniqueness. There's a way you can develop being specially remarkable or being outstanding. There's a way. You can read books of how people have done certain things exceptionally. Everybody manufactures, let's say, when we come to the phone or mobile phone industry, a lot of people were manufacturing mobile phones, but iPhone has come out with something which not every phone can have or do. That is it. Samsung has come out with a style, Infinix have come out with a style, and Nokia have come out with a style. So it's about doing the same thing, but how different do you do that? And I'm telling you, when you are unique, it attracts favors to you. Whenever you are unique, uniqueness doesn't make you suffer. It makes you outstanding. It brings favors to you. It brings recommendations to you. People recommend you. People commend you. And in fact, it even adds ease to your hustle. That's uniqueness. Look at this mechanic who fixes people's cars. But there's one mechanic who does it in a special way, and that is what makes that mechanic unique. There's a way you go to hospitals, doctors diagnose you, they check on you and all of that. But there's one doctor, and how he does it makes him unique, and you always want to go there. Uniqueness always brings good things to you. It brings people to you. Uniqueness can bring you money. Uniqueness can bring you whatever you need in this life. That's uniqueness. Try to be different. I'm telling you, try to be different. We all do normal things, but try to be different. Look at yourself. Read books of how people have done certain things exceptionally, and you can also imitate. But look, for your information, there can be negative uniqueness and positive uniqueness. What am I trying to say by negative uniqueness? The fact that some people have their uniqueness in a form of hereditary, okay? It was inherited or genetically. Some people are unique based on how they talk or their kind of voice or how they react, because it is in a family line. But you can't tell me that your mother, whenever she's angry, she begins to destroy valuable items in the house. She'll break the TV screen, she'll destroy this. It is your mother's uniqueness when she's angry. So because you've also inherited that kind of demeanor from your mother, it makes you unique, which is true, but it's a negative uniqueness. So it doesn't really mean that you are unique in a positive way, but you are unique in a negative way. Because your mother, when she's angry, breaks damage or damages things in the house. So you too, when you marry and you're angry, you damage things. No. Positive uniqueness, which you can learn. Maybe you cook. Your cooking skills or how you cook sometimes doesn't, your husband or your fiancé or your friends don't appreciate it. You can learn it. You can learn how to cook uniquely. There's a positive uniqueness. So we can all develop our uniqueness in so many special ways. I'm telling you, you gotta be unique. You gotta be unique. You gotta be unique. It says in Proverbs that look, the simple always lands into folly, but the prudent are always victorious. Today, I believe these words of uniqueness will make you unique along the way, in your workplace, in church, whatever you do. Try to find the uniqueness out of you, because you are indeed unique. You are unique in your own way. Even when you are quiet, a lot of people can be quiet, but your reservations or your quietness can even be unique in that way. Look, be unique. The way me and Nana Kwame Nti, I'm unique. I'm unique, and you can see that I'm unique because a lot of people talk, but there's a way Nana Kwame Nti will talk, and that's what makes me unique. Be unique in what you do. Be unique in your dressing. How do you dress? Keep that touch. How do you make up? How do you There's a lot of things that can make you unique. But I'll show you that you are unique, and keep that uniqueness, because it's going to carry you a long way in your life. I'll end by this quote, that we all die by what we learn. We die with what we learn, and by what we learn. That's what we die with. So today, as you learn uniqueness, die with it, man. Die with it, man. Die with it, man. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kwame Nti, Kwame Nti on YouTube. Also click on the bell, the notification, so that you get notified of my next broadcast. And also, look, share. You got to share, because it's a good video, and it's a good video with a good content. So share to your friends and loved ones, so that they can be unique in their own special way, as you are being unique. I love you, and yeah.